There seems to be an endless stream of bright ideas in rural Australia, and we've seen a lot of them here on Landline. Our next story features a man who further proves that it's the simple ideas that are often the best. He's found a crop that costs nothing to grow, is simple to harvest, and looks like making a handsome profit.
Most farmers are at the mercy of the rain gods, and they're usually praying for more. But when your crop is the rain, you find a place where the skies hardly ever close. That place is here, Innisfail in far north Queensland, one of the wettest spots in Australia. Naturally, this is where Ken Clark, the man now known as the Rain Farmer, chose to establish his business of converting rain into a cash crop, simply by bottling it.
This particular area, it's a very pristine environment here. Dense rainforest and everything. Mountainous region, it's not densely populated. It's a very pure source of rain. Comes in off the ocean, straight over, hits the mountains and precipitates.
And rain it does.
Well, the average over 100 years is 3.5 metres. Last year we had 6 metres, and I believe this year is going to be another good wet year.
It's lush, beautiful country, where much of the original rainforest has surrendered to progress. Now the relatively small pockets of rainforest are a reminder of what was, and the vast undulating plantations of sugarcane and bananas signify what this area has become. Some of the most valuable farming land in the country. It's out of this rich landscape the rain farm emerges. Rising out of the hills, these strange-looking objects are Ken's own invention, the original impetus for the rain farm.
Well, it started quite some years ago, Rebecca, when I designed a rain collection system. I only drink rainwater, so I decided to collect my own rainwater. I designed the collector. I worked on it for some time to improve the performance of that particular collector, and then I did patents. I took out patents on the system.
Ken knew if the single collector worked, the same principle could be applied on a larger scale. He found a few investors and went in search of a suitable site. He found this pristine 360-hectare farm west of Innisfail, where 4,000 collectors and 35 storage tanks are ready for the inevitable. Ken doesn't collect just any rain. Out here to the west, there's rain brewing, but it's cyclonic rain with a high salt content. Stormwater's no good either, as it contains foreign matter like grass and insects. The purest rain comes from the southeast, and it's this rain that Ken collects. Once the right rain arrives, it's action at the rain farm.
The collectors are inverted only when it rains. In other words, they're in the upside down position at all times except when it rains, and I choose what rain I want to collect.
The rain trickles into the collectors, which are fitted with filters to ensure nothing but pure water makes it through.
Once we invert the collectors, we have a bank of storage tanks. Now the water gravity feeds from the collectors through 10-micron filters, and then we select the batches of tanks, and they're all batch numbered, and the water then fills up those particular tanks.
After a run through a fully automated filtration system, it's off to be bottled. It's here you fully appreciate that there's substance to this scheme. It's big business.
In the processing area here alone, you're looking at approximately $600,000 worth of machinery and equipment At the moment we're producing around about 250,000 litres per week, various size product. For instance, we do the 1.5 litre, we do the 600 litre a following day.
Initial setup costs are quite high, but once they're paid for, the crop is free. The retail price in the supermarkets is about $1.20 for a 1.5 litre bottle. Not all profit for the Rain Farm, of course, but there's definitely room for some healthy returns.
Obviously, we have our turnover and we have quite a bit of initial capital to recoup. We haven't reached that stage yet. Excuse me. We only started bottling in earnest in January '98, so we've really only been going for 2 years. And that's been increasing all the time. I think that given another 3 years, we'll be well clear and right in the pound seat, so to speak.
And if size is anything to go by, the pounds will be pouring in. Ken is in the process of increasing the 1.15 million megalitre storage capacity. He wants to triple the bank of collectors and in turn increase the output from the bottling plant. Rainwater is evidently our most saleable commodity. In fact, the bottled water market in general is skyrocketing. Just ask Perry Brewer. He's in charge of marketing the Rain Farm brand in a very competitive climate.
The bottled water market is a very competitive market. We have a lot of competitors out there, particularly the big name brands such as Coca-Cola with their Mount Franklin, Pepsi, Schweppes, and the fruit juice manufacturers also have a bottled water, and then we have the imports. The category managers in supermarkets tell us that the category is expected to grow this year by 20% on last year's figures. You could see next year bottled water sales in Australia topping the $500 million mark. It's quite phenomenal in its growth.
Rain Farm is riding this wave of success, managing to creep into Coles, Woolworths and Franklin's, and also establish a large base of distributors.
We're occupying at this point in time a very small section of the market, but growing very rapidly. It's been a long, hard road, but I guess the buyers and category managers see the product for what it is, a product of extreme quality and purity, and one with a unique point of difference in that it is the only rainwater product, as opposed to ground source waters or spring waters.
But there are some ominous clouds on the horizon. While rain is a free crop in Queensland now, there's a nationwide legislative trend to make farmers pay for the water they collect on their land. Are you worried that at some stage you may have to pay for the rain that you're harvesting?
Not really, Rebecca, because that's, I think, applies to storage of water. In other words, you know, this is a rain farm, and I consider these collectors to be our plants, and we collect the fruit off our plants, and if they charged us for that, well, they'd have to charge every farmer in Australia virtually, the way I see it, because he's also collecting the fruits of his trees as well, the same as we are, and packaging farm produce.
But your trees are man-made?
Oh, well, they're not genetically engineered.
That may be a future battle. But for now, Ken and his investors are enjoying the fruits of their success. Such a simple concept, it's hard to believe no one has thought of it before. Now, Ken, this is one of the wettest spots in Australia here. So why do you think it's taken so long for someone to make a quid out of it?
Well, actually, quite a number of people have told me they've thought of it before, but they never did anything about it. I went on and developed this project, and I found it to be very successful, and I plan to go on and develop more projects all over the world.
So the sky's the limit for you?
You believe it, the sky's the limit.
Hawaii is the first place Ken has his eyes on. He's found a spot there that gets 20 metres of rain a year, and there are more projects on the drawing board. The opportunities for bottled rainwater are falling from the sky, and the Rain Farm is there to catch them as they fall his way.